Welcome to Santa Barbara Now, the Veterans Project. I'm your host, Angelo Santa Barbara. This is the show where we talk to local veterans and we hear their stories about their service, but also what they're doing now in our community. And we have a great show lined up, two great veterans. Joining me, as always, my co-host, Amy Amoroso, who is the Director of Veteran Business Outreach. Welcome, Amy.
Thank you, Angelo.
It's always great to have you on the show. And our guests, of course, we have Hilmer Francois, who is from the U.S. Navy. Yes. Welcome. And we have Jason Young, who is also joining us from the U.S. Air Force. Yes. So great to have you both on the show. We are going to start off, let's hear a little bit about your service background. You're both in the food industry, so that's kind of nice. So the theme is going to be food today. But Jason, tell us a little bit about yourself and your service in the Air Force.
After college, I joined the Air National Reserves out in Westover Air Force Base, and I went in as a flight medic, to help people out. Did some time down in Texas, then I got transferred up to D.C., where we received patients from the war efforts, and I loved it tremendously. I'd go back tomorrow if I could. And then I transitioned out of the military due to some injuries, and today I own Clark's Steakhouse in Schuylerville, and it's been a dream come true.
And we have some great photos to share about Clark's Steakhouse. The building actually has a history to it.
Oh, tremendous history, yes.
Which is kind of nice. Is this something that you've dreamed of doing? Because it's been very successful for you.
It has. I've always wanted to be a chef, but again, I can burn water. So,
yeah.
So again, I found some of the best people. My employees are absolutely phenomenal, from my head chef all the way down to my managers, to my wait staff, to every single one works their hardest for me, and it's making them better. Being around them, showing them that if I have to go scrub a toilet, I'll go scrub a toilet with them to show them that I'm 29 years old. I have a lot of work left in me, so it's going above and beyond to make sure that I'm there for my employees, and just moving forward. It was just luck of the draw. I opened up. So.
Yeah, I see some great dishes here. And what's the best? What's your favorite item on the menu?
Well, everyone loves our we're famous for our Delmonico's. It comes with a homemade bourbon glaze on it, and there should be a picture that you have in there. Yeah. It's just phenomenal, and we try to do. It's like a family style. You come in, you know everybody. You have a great meal at a great price. And there's no stereotypes, there's nothing like that. You just come in as you are. If you're a farmer in Washington County, come on over. Yeah. If you're just got out of the office in Saratoga, come on over. You're more than welcome, no matter what walk of life you're in.
I always found it interesting the way restaurants are set up. Certain things have to be in the kitchen. A piece of equipment has to be in a certain part of the kitchen. Now, is this something that you were able to work through? Did you need help getting it together?
Well, again, my executive chef, she has over 20 years experience in the industry, so she gave me some insight on what needs to be where and how to set it up, because we do have a very small kitchen. Again, it's maybe like 10 by 15, and we have over 70 tables, so trying to pump out that amount of food in that small of time it's a miracle. And she does miracles every Friday and Saturday when there's an hour wait out the door. So.
And I know we have a great photo of her as well. And we talked about your chili. Was it chili?
Yeah, we did a little event over at the Elks Club over in Greenwich. We love helping out local community events, organizations such as Safer for Schuylerville, the Food Pantry in Greenwich. We always try to donate as much back to the community as possible.
So Amy and I aren't going to have to enter. The chili contest is over this year, but Amy and I are going to enter the next year.
We're definitely going to come. Walk through. We're going to take a taste of this chili, see how good it is.
Excellent. Well, we're always open for new entrants. For the cause, it's great. So the more people there, the more better it'll be.
Yeah.
So.
Of course.
So one of the things that with veterans that we talk about in the food industry is that the skills that you learn, during your service. And Amy, you talk about this all the time, that you're able to apply it to a business now.
Right.
And you've worked with Amy to start this business. So tell us how that process went.
Oh boy.
So we actually met at his grand opening,
yes.
June of, was it last year or was it the year before?
2014.
Yeah, last year. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So Jason is kind of like our case study, if you will. If a veteran comes to me or anybody comes to me looking to start a restaurant, I put that in quotes because it's one of those businesses where everyone kind of, you want to start a what? You know, and you have no experience? What? You know, so that made it a little bit more tricky, I guess, but he is excelling at everything he's doing, and I cannot, you know, we have him come in and speak at our business classes, so he comes and teaches at our Boots to Business, just because he has this experience now where his MOS does not meet, you know, it does not match up with what he's doing now. So yes, we help transition veterans back into the workplace, but I try to make that connection to where, you know, what did you do in the military and how's that going to help you better, you know, your life as you get out and transition back into civilian life? Well, that was complete opposite from what Jason was doing, but clearly it's that passion and that drive and that dedication that you're learning, just maybe not in the military, but just maybe, I'm assuming he was born with that too, to push him through and to get this business up to where it is today. So extreme circumstance here, but wonderful.
So and you so you were with local here with the 109th. So
yes.
And you were a senior airman.
Yes.
So how was it different from being in this area versus other areas?
As in
Massachusetts, and you made a transition to.
It's the same job again. No matter what job you have in the Air Force or Navy or Army, it's pretty much the same role. You know, you just have different people, and again, the leadership at the 109th is phenomenal. The leadership at the 439th was absolutely amazing, also, and they've really built me up as a senior airman. You know, you don't really have that much leadership skills or that skill set. You're just about to become sergeant. So my sergeants that were at the 109th and 139th really groomed me to be somebody, be a great sergeant. So I took those skills that I was fortunate enough to receive in the military and apply them to how would I want to manage somebody. You know, would I tell somebody to go do something if I wouldn't do it? Mm-hmm. You know, it's putting myself in their shoes and actually accomplishing that and taking somebody's hand and say, hey, you're going to be a better person. Let's do this journey together. And I say that to all my employees. You know, I'd never hold anybody back. If you find a better job, please go keep going, keep pursuing happiness in life.
And that's a great attitude to have. It really is, and it's refreshing to hear that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, it's great to have you here to share some of that. And I'm going to turn our attention over to Hilmer Francois now, who U.S. Navy. We share a voyage on the on the John C. Stennis, because I was just there for a 2-day tour. And you part of your service was on that ship.
Yes, that's correct. I was actually on the Stennis as well as the USS John Young, who was a destroyer class ship. Spent most of my time, all of my time in the Pacific Fleet. Basically, either maintaining the ship, driving the ship, being a chef, and or fighting fires in that regard. It's one of the best experience of my life. Actually, no one can ever take that away from me. That's one thing I'll even fight you for.
It is an interesting experience just to be on the ship. Yeah. Now you worked on the ship, and I saw a little bit of what happens, but to be there. And how long were you on there for?
I was on the ship for almost 3 years, and during that time, the amount of experience that I've gathered throughout all the different type of jobs while I was actually assigned to the kitchen, it was just immense. I've learned things about office management, people management, because at the end of the day, when you have a lot of new people from the civilian world joining the military we're still coming out of booking, but yet want to learn how to take orders. It's kind of challenging, but it gave me the ability to actually pay attention to someone else before actually I take action. It helps me learn it's always okay to care about others before self.
Now, Amy, you took all these skills,
right.
and obviously you presented these, and you worked together. And your business is a catering business, so it's a little bit different than Jason's.
That is correct. It is a little bit different. It's my business specifically. It targets the community where they are unable to afford the regular fancy catering, and yet they still manage to get great products from me. Because I develop a line of food that you pretty much will not find anywhere else. I can guarantee you that. Because when you're talking about infusing cultures together, it's not something that if anyone can actually say, okay, yes, I'm familiar with, and it has to be done right. And I tell people, if it's not out of your heart, just get out my kitchen.
And
What did you make for us that one time? You served our class, and it was
Yes.
some salmon basil
Actually,
chocolate
I made
something or
a
other.
chocolate basil salmon,
Yes.
and also a
wait, chocolate basil.
Right.
So there is chocolate in it.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed. Yes, indeed. I use in all my products.
I see it, I see it.
I
Yeah.
use chocolate, or if it's not chocolate, it can be fruits or fresh herbs, as well as I created a curry chicken Alfredo.
Now this sounds like
I would take. I would eat that.
These are
Is that right?
interesting combinations, yes. And I see the full lineup here, and it does seem like some interesting coffee baked salmon. That sounds
Yes.
very interesting. And-
Blueberry pork.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
I
it's this
see-
new infusion
Yes.
food that you're trying to give out to the public, and that you're
Definitely.
catering out to this different type of culture, I guess.
Yes.
They can letting them try different foods, different tastes, different
Different
flavors.
flavors.
So Amy, between the two businesses, so you had to work with both
Yes.
clients here. So how is it different? So
Yeah.
now this is a catering business. This is a food service business.
Right.
It was a little bit different, right?
It is a differentiation. So Hemler will cook out of his kitchen or go to a kitchen and cook and prepare these foods for these individuals, right? And they can call them and cater out, or to an event. I know we did that event at Living
Yes.
Resources, so they had contacted Hemler, and we went over there and we executed that. And then with Jason's establishment, it's a restaurant, so you go and you sit down. Do you do any catering?
Oh, we do like.
I know you're dabbling, right?
Well, tomorrow we have a 210 person catering
Right.
for a local OSAA little football team that just won the Super
Yeah.
Bowl. Congratulations!
Yay.
So
And you've done pig roasts?
not yet.
No?
That was on our Rolodex, but we
Okay.
haven't exactly got in there. It was going to be Feed the Community Day.
Yes.
I had a pig donated. I donate my food scraps to a local pig farmer. He's going to donate a pig to me, and I was going to feed all of Schuylerville, but we haven't really connected on a date or time yet.
So it's coming up.
It's coming.
So there is it is different. So they can go into Jason's establishment, sit down, and get this wonderful steak. Because I've eaten there. It's fantastic. The whole experience when you walk into Clark's is just phenomenal.
Okay, so what's your favorite dish there?
I don't even know what I had, but it was a steak. I can tell you
steak,
that.
okay.
I don't know which one I ordered.
New York
but
strip.
It was a New York strip.
Oh,
It
see,
probably was.
that's a
It
good
was.
restaurant owner, right
We
there.
went in right after, again, a Boots to Business at
Boots
the
to Business,
Saratoga
yeah.
Navy base, and I brought the commander, and we went over there, and we broke bread, so it was great.
Wonderful.
So thank you for remembering what I
Of
ordered.
course.
And I can't wait to try it. So I should get the New York strip then.
Yeah, it was delicious. It was
phenomenal.
really good. And then with Hemler, of course, so he's catering out. So there is a different in presentation, different in style. And Hemler, of course, had that background from the Navy, so he was a chef in the Navy,
Yep.
and he came out. And again, with those MOSs and different things that you're learning in the military, transitioning back into civilian life, he's harnessed all of those skills that he's learned, and now has started his business. So he's looking on that backside. What can I do to help? Who can I help? What can I do? So he can multitask because, again, the government and the military has taught you that.
No, that is interesting. So cooking on the ship, and and I saw the kitchen on the
Yes.
Stennis. It's not that big really.
No.
It's very small. But cooking on the ship and now cooking, for yourself, for your business. So what are the main differences? What do you see as a big difference?
Compared to the ship, more likely you're probably gonna have every single tools or equipment that you ever needed, compared to having your own location and while you're actually doing something like, I knew I should have bought this, and then these are the moments you wish you were back in the Navy.
And you're feeding 5,000 people on that ship.
Yes. Yes.
So I mean that's a lot of cooking.
Yes, actually, even on a boot camp training center in Chicago, think about feeding the whole base.
Wow.
4 meal.
And my boot camp, all I remember was the plastic, the MREs.
Yes.
You weren't preparing those, were you?
No.
Somebody's cooking and packaging
No,
those.
it's funny you mentioned the MREs. My daughter actually asked me the other day, "What are those here?" And I say, "Actually, these are military meals. You can eat on the go." She said, Okay, why are you eating food in the bag when you actually cook at home?
You're just
I
used to
say it's just memories.
Wait, so you're still eating the MRE?
I still have MREs at my house.
What's your favorite?
Actually, the one with
What is it? Which one is it?
it's a steak that comes in the bag. It's number 14. we go by numbers.
They're all numbers.
You know, on the box.
I was kind of fond of the chicken a la king. That was had a nice mix, nice texture. The hot dogs I did not like.
That doesn't even
No.
sound good.
So we would try and trade. We would try and trade with other
Anything
people.
with good sides.
Yes.
Go for that.
Yeah,
Yes,
If you had a
definitely.
good dessert or a good snack or
Yes.
crackers and peanut
with
butter.
mashed
go for that.
potato and yes.
So with that, we are going to take a short break here, and we're going to come back, and I think we actually going to try some of your cooking because
Yeah.
I can smell it off camera here,
yes.
cooking and simmering away. So we're very happy that you brought some of that. Stick with us here on Santa Barbara Now, the Veterans Project. We're going to talk more to these two veterans and about their business, and we're going to show some of the great cooking as well from Hilmer Francois. Stick with us. The Autism Society of the Greater Capital Region has been a great resource, a great tool. If you look at their mission, it's exactly what it has provided for my family. It's a resource, it's a tool, it provides an avenue to advocate for autism awareness. When families have questions, they do the best to provide those answers. We're happy to be a part of this organization, and the Autism Society of the Greater Capital Region has been there for us, and they will continue to be there for families. Hi, I'm Angelo Santa Barbara. I'm the first in my family to be born in this country. The first to get an education. The first to serve in our nation's military. I've lived here my whole life. It's our home. And I'm the first in my family to be an assemblyman for the place we call home. Welcome back to the show. We are still here, but now we have food. Amy, we have food. There
We
is
do
food
have
here.
food.
So we have,
don't know.
this smells very good.
It smells delicious.
Thanks for staying with us. We are still here with our guest, Jason Young, U.S. Air Force, and we have Hilmer Francois, who is House of Love Catering. But how do you say that in French?
Maison de l'Amour.
And okay, and we are happy to have both of them here. But we're happy that you prepared this wonderful dish. So Hilmer, tell us what you prepared here for us.
I've actually prepared a chocolate basil beef tenderloin with sweet chili sauce on the side and also with a little pesto, and with as well as roasted garlic, vegetables, Brussels sprouts and carrots.
I love Brussels sprouts. So this is the difference then between the catering service and the restaurant, right? So Jason from Clark's Steakhouse cannot physically bring a steak down here because nobody wants to eat, an hour-old steak.
Steaks, no.
It's not going to work. You go to Clark's, you order the steak, you eat the steak, you leave happy. So here, where Himmler's a little bit different, where he can cater it, and now he's got it up on the burners, and we can enjoy this nice meal. I
Now-
love Brussels sprouts, by the way. Did I say that already? I'm
You
starving.
did say
I'm
that.
Just,
Well, you're gonna have a hard time the rest of the show with those right
Yeah,
next to
it's just
you.
right here.
I
But
think you might have to bring it a little closer to you.
I'm
don't
gonna
touch
I
this
might
table.
pull that over.
Don't touch this thing.
So you both have websites. You both have Facebook. So people can find the menus and figure out how to order.
That's correct. My website is under construction at this moment because I wanted to make sure that everything is up to par and before I launch the website.
And your service area is regionally, obviously?
No, actually, service area is anywhere within the state of New York or surrounding states.
Okay, so if you're watching and you're in the area, you can get some of this fine cuisine delivered for your event. And if you're in Schuylerville, we can stop by Clark's Steakhouse to have a fantastic meal, which I'm going to do in the very near future.
Excellent.
I guess we did want to talk about menus. You have a menu that's been developed over time, and does that change? Are there new products being introduced and new menus constantly changing?
Constantly. The thing with me with the menus that I've created, since I was a child, actually, I've been very passionate about cooking, and it got to the point where I became so obsessed with cooking. I would actually go to sleep. I'll have a dream, and then I'll wake up in the middle of the night trying to remember every single item that I saw in that dream and write them down. And then by tomorrow, you'll see me in the store buying these ingredients, trying to
And putting it together.
Putting it together.
Now, there's a taste test involved, right? Amy, are you a
Yes.
taster?
Well, even true entrepreneurship fashion, right? You go to bed, you have a dream, you get up, you write that dream down,
That's
and then
correct.
you go and kind of,
Yes.
you live the dream.
And these are the things that actually kept me going because my grandma started this whole thing with me because she loved to cook, and God bless her soul, she lived 104, and I just loved it. One thing, you come to my house, you can do whatever you want, but don't come in my kitchen.
Nobody.
No.
He said that a few times
Nah.
Stay
during the
out.
show. Stay out of the kitchen.
Stay out of the
Stay out.
kitchen.
Now, I assume it's the same way on the ship. Stay out of the kitchen.
Stay out of my kitchen. That's the one thing. Even my kid would tell you, they go to school, they're happy. I wake up in the morning, I make them meals, and they take it to school. And I have to point out, I am blessed with these kids, because to have kids eating vegetables for breakfast, it's a blessing.
Well, when
Yeah.
they're this good, I don't see how you
I
get
know,
wrong.
I know, exactly. You're feeding them so well that, what do they go to the school and what are they eating? What's a traditional lunch that you give your children?
Actually, they love the curry chicken Alfredo, and
Really?
also no, my daughter is one of those extremely picky. She'll tell you straight up, I want a filet mignon.
No. And she's
And-
bringing this to school
Yeah,
for lunch.
You
yeah.
got a lot of friends at school.
I was
I
gonna
want to
say,
see her
do
for
the
lunch.
kids eat this?
Here's the thing.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwich is a lot
She
different
comes
than
back
filet.
home. She's like, by the way, I have these kids in school. They want to come here to eat. They say they rather whenever I'm cooking, just call them, especially in the neighborhood. They call them and come on over.
Everybody wants to come to
Yeah,
your house.
yes,
Of course. Hello. I'm coming. I don't know.
So, Jason, how about your menu? Has it changed, or is it pretty
Constantly
much?
changing.
Yep.
We
So
listen
you-
to our customers, and we want to make sure that we put the best menu we have out there. We just added 7 new entrees to our Rolodex. Anywhere from the Black and Blue Delmonico, which has been a crowd pleaser, to cheese platter, to shrimp scampi for an appetizer. So we try to hit all walks of life, whether it's Italian, you just want to come in for a steak. We have fresh seafood. Well, we make sure everything is fresh, and like our steaks are all hand cut to order. So we want to make sure that we are inspecting every steak before it goes out to your plate, and making sure that quality is there. Because again, you don't want to sacrifice quality.
And those burgers are huge.
Oh yeah.
Talk about your burgers.
All of November,
Yeah.
we're doing a burger night on Tuesday nights.
Okay.
So
All
we
right.
try to get back to the community as much as
So
possible
maybe,
through that.
maybe
so.
Tuesday's a good night. And I guess everybody watching, just to keep in mind, these are veterans. They've served our country. So by soliciting these establishments, you're also supporting veterans.
Thank you.
And speaking of supporting veterans, you also have a special wrist.
Oh, yeah.
Now those are it's a flexible wristband.
Yep, just flexible wristband. One of our sergeants, Brian Gillis, he was in the 109th, but he was in the Army side. I looked up to him as a mentor, as a leader, and his skill set and his generosity as a sergeant has resonated in my career field. Just his leadership skills and just personal friendship has really made me very successful in life, along with my parents and so on. But I look up to him, and we try to support him as much as possible. Right after he retired, he was diagnosed with cancer, and he's been battling it ever since. So the cancer picked the wrong sergeant to mess with. That's what I always like to say. So he's still fighting, and he puts a good fight. And just the bands, we try to do it to support his costs and everything else, because no veteran should fight a fight alone.
And I know we have a screenshot Brian's Army wristbands.
Yep. We can order more if we need to, and make sure that his costs are well maintained. Especially with the outreach of the local community. They've just been a huge support of it, and again, it's tragic, cancer in anybody's family. At the Mets game, I don't want to bring that up. They did lose, unfortunately, but when they held up those signs and those stands, and everybody wrote who or cancer was affected by who, and they had every single person in those stands had something. So it's affected everybody, and it's tragic doing one of our veterans.
So these are available through your website, or
Yeah,
is it at your location as well?
Yep,
At
they can
State-
contact
State
us. We can get more.
And
So.
how much are they for sale?
There's $3, and it's a non-for-profit. We give all the money right back to them to help, because again, cancer treatment isn't cheap.
Wonderful. So anybody watching, visit the website. If you want to stop in, I encourage people to stop in and
Yes.
try
Thank
some
you.
of these wonderful
Yes.
meals. And
Yes.
chances are this might be Amy's new favorite restaurant.
Oh, it's definitely a favorite. Definitely a favorite. Yes.
So I look forward to visiting. Going back to Hilmer, I wanted to ask, being on the ship, and it's sort of a self-sustaining, like almost like a small city
Yes.
on the water. So what is it like? So, trying to prepare a menu, something different every day, and trying to keep it, sort of keep the menu fresh. Is that difficult to do? With is there choices? Is there limited choices? Is there?
Actually, there in some instances, depending on where we are in the world, it comes to where there's limited choices. However, we do plan ahead of time. Compared to restaurant, we say, well, we're gonna have a 30-day, but us, when we're going out to sea for 6 months, we have to kind of plan for that time period, and then get replenished out to sea. You wouldn't even believe it. There are times where we even have lobster on the ship.
Oh.
And are you? And is this how you're mixing things to make different things? Where with the same ingredients, you're sort of mixing, like your menu is a mix of different things
Yes.
to make a new dish.
Yes, that's
and sometimes you find yourself doing that on the ship.
Exactly. The one thing I enjoyed and that served me well is the ability to simply walk into a kitchen. I don't need to know what you have. Just show me what you have, and I'll make something out of it.
Make a fantastic
I
dish,
promise you,
fantastic
I'll make
meal.
something out of it.
And when I went through the chow line, it was quite long.
Yes.
It was very long.
Yes.
It was stretching through the entire bay underneath the deck.
I don't know if you noticed, that's actually the best job to have, being a chef on the ship, because everybody's your friend.
Everybody
Yeah.
loves a business
Everybody's
chef.
your
Yes.
friend. Yes.
But it was the meal was not MRE'd. It was
Yeah.
a prepared meal. I'm still looking for the restaurant that serves MREs. I don't know where you find that. I guess you have to serve in the military to get that. But there may be something we could, little packaged meals. I don't know. But
New business, yeah.
I think I think that's a lot. It was a lot of insight, and what you're saying goes right along with that. That you do have to find variety with limited resources.
Yes. And at the end of the day, you could have only things to feed 500, but yet you have 5,000. What you gonna do? So you have to stretch it and then still make something decent out of it for everyone.
Right.
Well,
Wow.
we certainly thank you both for your
Yeah.
service, and it's great to see that veterans are now, through Amy's help, are back in the community and
Growing
on
strong
their
every
way.
day.
And
Every day.
starting their own businesses.
We're helping Hemler now with his resources to get his website up and running, different
Yes.
business cards, getting them up to where they need to be. And with Jason, of course, was it Her Life magazine that just reached out to you? So
We just had a review in Her Life magazine.
goodness.
We were featured in Saratoga Living magazine. We've been on numerous headlines for a lot of places, and we're very blessed to have a great restaurant up and running, and hopefully we see
raving
some.
reviews.
We have had, yes.
Wonderful. And again, I encourage the audience to stop by and solicit both of these businesses and also enjoy some great food, which we're going to do right now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
with that, we're going to end the show, but we're going to also going to eat.
I'm ready.
So everybody has a dish and some silverware, or what looks like silverware.
Yes. Yes.
So join us again here on Santa Barbara Now, the Veterans Project. We're going to talk to more veterans. We're going to talk more about businesses that are started and run by veterans that have served our country and now are serving our community.
Right.
So thanks for joining us. Let's dig in.
All right.
All right.